To weather now on a Friday afternoon, and we're celebrating a little bit of blue sky there. Riley, if you look closely, it's right up there.
And you can actually see a tiny little downpour right there at the left part of your screen. So there are some tiny little showers out there, not widespread by any means, but watch out for a passing shower or storm the next few hours. That one particular one we're just looking at is up near the lake between Modoc and Parkville. But this is a look at some better storm coverage now as Laura transitions towards the north and to the east. It is a tropical depression still, but losing its tropical characteristics and still producing severe weather across Mississippi and Alabama this afternoon. Here's a look at some better coverage of showers in our western counties. You can see these moving from the southwest towards the northeast, but there's a couple different frames of motion. So these are moving that way, but it's gradually just progressing eastward as well. So these are now affecting portions of Warren County, Wilkes County. You're starting to see some of those show up. And then there is that one little tiny downpour we just saw from our downtown Augusta camp looking northward. So that's between Modoc and Clarks Hill, right off 221 there. We are expecting windier conditions for our Saturday. We'll have a look at that in just about 10 minutes.
We have an update after a special called meeting by Richmond County's election board after the death of a candidate. They've unanimously voted to remove Dr. Christy Cunningham from the District 1 school board ballot and to send condolences to the family. Dr. Cunningham died on Tuesday. The extradition hearing for a teenager charged with killing two people during protest in Wisconsin is being delayed. They made that decision at a virtual hearing in Illinois this morning. That's the teenager's home state. 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse charged with shooting and killing two men in Kenosha, Wisconsin Tuesday night as people protested the death of Jacob Blake. Today, the judge decided to push back Rittenhouse's extradition hearing until late September. The suspect waived his right to appear in today's virtual hearing.
Protests over the death of Jacob Blake by police are continuing across the country. That includes in Washington, D.C., where several groups took to the street last night. Some were there to also protest the Republican convention as it wrapped up. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul was swarmed by one group of protesters as he left the White House. A Twitter user posted video of law enforcement escorting the senator and his wife through that crowd. On social media, Paul thanked police for saving his life.
4 people involved with the Republican National Convention in Charlotte.
While we suffered, why weren't we your priority, Dad?
With so many people wearing masks, you've probably also noticed them littered on the ground, and that's just adding up to a lot of excess waste.
Riley Carlson shows us how one company is working to change that.
It seems like the more you see masks on people's faces, the more you also see them littering streets and sidewalks, even beaches.
Donc nous on s'est dit mais c'est pas possible.
We said to ourselves, these masks mustn't end up either in the wild or burned, says Olivier Civil. We can recycle them. We can make something out of this material. His company Plaxtil was initially set up to turn textiles into plastic, but since mid-June it has recovered and upcycled thousands of face masks. After the metal noseband is removed, the material is ready to use.
Donc déjà dans une mise.
The masks were already quarantined before the treatment, Civil explains, and then during the treatment they pass through a powerful ultraviolet light to disinfect the material completely. It's then pressed into plastic and molded into new types of protective equipment, from visors to attachments to hold masks in place. It's a green solution for those blue masks while the world battles the coronavirus.
Nice, that'll be cool.
To weather now as we take a look over Wheeler Road. Looks pretty nice out there, but sadly storms are going to be on the way this weekend. Riley?
Exactly right, Zaina. We are unfortunately looking like a pretty stormy day on Saturday. Not an all-day storm, but it is going to be a line of storms moving through, bringing us some pretty gusty conditions as well. And it is all thanks to the remnants of Laura just tracking north of us throughout the day on Saturday. It is still hanging on to tropical depression status, but it's really losing its tropical characteristics, just not really looking all too tropical at the moment. But as we head into this evening, we're expecting more of these showers to just kind of be streaming on through. We should be drier by around midnight tonight. And once again, the coverage expected to remain isolated for the most part. So not everybody is expecting to see this rain moving through, but there will be some communities that just see a quick little passing downpour. Places like Mayfield, northern McDuffie County, Warrenton, you're seeing some rain near you. And then up towards the lake, we have some kind of sporadic showers and storms. But the real weather story over the next 24 hours is likely going to be the breezy conditions out there for your Saturday. Starting Saturday morning through around Saturday afternoon, we are expecting sustained winds between around 12 to 18 miles an hour and wind gusts possibly between 25 to 35. This isn't really enough to cause a lot of trees to come down or anything like that, but it's just going to be a good bit breezier than what we're used to during the summer months. Along with those windy conditions, we're also expecting storms to be moving through. They should start as a line and then just kind of drop south. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But starting Saturday morning, expect winds anywhere from around 8 to 12 miles an hour. Those are going to be picking up to about 15 to 20 later into the afternoon, or 12 to 18, 15 to 20, just really elevated from what we're used to. So it is going to be breezy. We could see some lake wind advisories issued. They are expected to peak right around midday into the early afternoon hours. By the time we get to around sunset Saturday, winds are already subsiding and we should be back to normal by Sunday. So the showers and storms out there this evening, they're going to be hit and miss next few hours. Jump ahead to around 8 o'clock here. You can still see we're dealing with some activity. All this should be getting out of here by around midnight tonight. We're going to hang on to the clouds overnight, which is going to keep our temperatures in the upper 70s. It's going to be a struggle to actually make it out of the 80s tonight. And then there's the line of showers and storms dropping south. So remember, right around midday is when our winds are going to peak. It's going to be the breeziest part of the day. That's when we're going to be tracking some showers and storms dropping south as well. So we have a big boat parade at the lake tomorrow starting at noontime through 3 o'clock. We are expecting that line of storms to drop through around that time frame. And keep in mind, with the breezy conditions we're expecting, there's going to be a definite chop out at the lake. They could issue a lake wind advisory later this evening. By Sunday, those winds calm down. Storm chances looking likely most days, though, over the next 7.
History buffs, your attention please. Russia releasing video of the world's longest
02.
Follow News 1226 on Twitter to keep informed with the latest happening near you.
A TV anchor discovered a baby squirrel in a topple tree during coverage of Hurricane Laura. Ollie Velshi was reporting from Orange, Texas when he found the little guy. He gave the squirrel something to drink and then decided to name him.
Allie says he was going to name the squirrel Laura after the hurricane, but guess what? It's a boy, so this is Larry. Eventually, Larry was taken back to a nest where neighbors are going to monitor and continue to feed him, but look up close. Those eyes are still closed. Just a cute little fella right there.
He's
Just
so
amazing
cute.
survivor.
He probably didn't know what was going on there.
Didn't know what hit him.
That's one tough critter right there. Making it through a major hurricane. How about that? Let's take a look at our community calendar. We have tomorrow. Now, this is sponsored by the Hawk Law Group, and they're sponsoring the Fit for School event. It'll be at the Augusta South YMCA. They're going to do a school supply giveaway in the form of a drive-through, so a little bit different than other years. But they're also going to offer free haircuts as well at the YMCA, and it's all running from 10 to 1 out there. So it should be a good time. Just watch out for some storms, and it's going to be pretty breezy throughout the day on Saturday. Here's a beautiful look over Aiken County from our WeatherStim camera network. You can see some tiny little downpours looking towards the northwest from our Aiken County camp here. So this is up towards the lake. We are tracking some spotty showers and storms, and we're going to keep the chance for storms the next few hours. After midnight, it should be drier across the area, and temperatures tonight going to be pretty muggy generally for most of us. Here's a look at that radar just quickly, just tracking what we are and what we have coming in. Some showers and storms now moving through Warren, McDuffie County, portions up towards the western end of Clarksville as well. In southern Lincoln County, some light showers. Off towards our west, just kind of the same activity, just kind of hit and miss, kind of peppered across the state. So this activity is expected to continue through this afternoon, evening hours. By midnight, we should be dry. Can't guarantee rain for your backyard, but we are expecting these just kind of be moving on through. Later over the next 7 days, just staying in the 90s, humidity sticking around, and storms most afternoons.
Okay, Riley, thanks very much. That's our time for now, but stay with us. News 12 at 6 o'clock starts in 3 minutes.
New Hardee's $3 hot cake breakfast sandwich. Feed your happy.
Follow News 1226 on Instagram to see what's trending in your area.
On your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Our brand new station, and we're getting closer to move-in. We take you inside the massive construction project we'll soon call home.
Plus, thousands of people across the country make their way to March on Washington. How local activists are fighting for change here at home.
But first, it's Friday night and the stadium lights are finally coming back on.
Can you believe that? Augusta Christian hosting the River Region's first home football game since the pandemic started. Sports Director Mike Yacachonis live for us at the football field to tell us what's going to be different this time around.
Hey everybody, welcome to our first day of Friday night football. I couldn't be more excited about it, and we'll talk about how excited the team is. But yes, Richard, like you were saying, it will be a little different this year. Now, what we're going to go over, again, I just want to reiterate, is just for Augusta Christian, we could see some other regulations across the River region. So one of the biggest thing is, folks, if you don't have your tickets already, you are only able to buy tickets online for this, and I believe they are sold out. So if you don't have your ticket already, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get one, and they are doing digital only. Also, as you can see, I'm wearing my mask. That's going to be a requirement all around. You must be in a mask whenever you're in the bleachers, wherever you are. You can see we have signage saying as much. And also, one of the things about the bleachers as well, as we get a little closer to game time, we should start to see some of these sections roped off. And even, down to the concession stands. There's actually two that are open. One's open just for the home fans, and there's another one that's open all the way by the baseball field that's open for the away fans. And one more thing to actually go over. Well, this parking lot here right in front of me doesn't have anybody in it just yet. That's one of the designated tailgating areas. So tailgating will be allowed. However, again, it's being asked that you do so in a socially distant manner. But like I was saying before, when I talked to the Lions earlier this week, the number one thing that they were telling me was their excitement about having a game. They're the only show in town. And let's be honest, folks, after this summer with all the uncertainty surrounding football, you can't blame them for being excited. This is the first live action that we'll see, and I hope we get a full season out of it. I'll have more coming up at 7 and 11 tonight from Augusta Christian. We'll see you back here then.
Interesting to hear about all the changes this fall. Mike, thanks very much.
To weather.
Are in the hospital there. 16 new cases today between University Hospital, doctors, Aiken Regional, and the Charlie Norwood VA.
Beautiful architecture hidden in downtown Augusta will soon look new again. The Old First Baptist Church on Green Street has new owners with a vision for what the 100-year-old building can do for the Garden City. Brady Trapnell joins us live on Broad Street with more of what's in store. Brady?
Well, many people see developing the old buildings like the church as a way to make downtown more marketable and enjoyable, because right now you can walk from one nice storefront and the next one is empty. The real estate signs may be easier to see than the stores, and that's a good sign for what's in store.
We don't want to continue to see dilapidated buildings downtown, and this is an iconic building with great architecture.
Joe Edge with Sherman and Hemp Street is renovating the historic Old First Baptist Church. The Southern Baptist Convention was founded here, but for years it's been a home for the homeless and even plants.
We want to fix the dome, which has been an eyesore on the Augusta skyline for years.
They'll fix the outside first and then develop the back into office space and apartments. Some business leaders say it's a welcome change. Several years ago, we counted dozens of empty buildings along Broad.
I don't think it's gone up. I think, if anything, it stayed the same.
Margaret Woodard with the Downtown Development Authority says some buildings have been vacant for 15 or 20 years with no reason for the owners to sell.
Some cities have an empty building tax, and empty buildings are taxed more than buildings that are fully developed.
Tax incentives are helping with new development. Without a historic tax credit, the Old First Baptist Church wouldn't have been bought. New restaurants are on their way too. Taco Cat and a ramen restaurant will go here.
There's too many positive things happening downtown for growth to just stop or to go in the other direction.
And I spoke with the owner of Taco Cat, and he owns Frog Hollow and Farmhouse as well. He told me he wishes that code enforcement would do more to keep many of these empty buildings in better shape.
We are looking forward to the growth downtown. Thanks, Brady. Something else you'll soon see downtown, different districts, dining, convention, arts and culture, and entertainment. These are the 4 districts the Augusta Convention Bureau is mapping out downtown. They'll use these banners on light poles in designated areas. It's all an effort to bring more people and business downtown.
Well, parents, if your kids still need some school supplies, there are a couple of chances tomorrow to pick some up for free. The Fit for School drive-through giveaway. It's from 10 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. That's tomorrow at the South Augusta YMCA. They're going to have supplies, free haircuts, and other goodies. The other giveaway is over at the Augusta Boxing Club on Walton Way. That starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. They'll be there until supplies run out. You are asked to wear a mask at both events.
We are tracking it.
And it will. That's why I approve this message.
It is one of the most high-profile construction projects in Augusta, and a lot of you have been watching progress on our new television station for a couple of years now, but there's only so much you can see from your cars. Well, we're just a couple of months away from moving in, so it's time to take a look inside.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric, baby, when I turn it on.
We had a vision of things to come back when we broke ground in July of 2018, but the reality goes way beyond anything we could have imagined. What you'll see now is a very modern 30,000 square foot facility at Riverwatch and I-20. You'll notice a lot of G's around here. That's because our company is Gray Television, based in Atlanta, and Gray believes in Augusta.
When we get open, television in Augusta will never be the same.
Mike Oates is our general manager, and for the last couple of years, he's been busy building a new television station and running the one you're watching right now.
And this building is the nicest television station that there exists in this country. When we open the doors on this thing, there's a lot of great-looking facilities out there. There's nothing like this place.
We're talking in the heart of the building. The newsroom is massive. Live feeds from around the world will light up those monitors. Come in close for a look at this. This is our newsroom window now. It's about 11 inches by 11 inches wide. Well, check out our newsroom windows now. 2 stories of glass looking out over I-20 in a western direction. And yes, there are shades for the afternoon sun. The new building also allows us to more than double our studio space. We'll have 2 studios, one connected to each end of the newsroom. It's still a work in progress, but this will be our home for news. The other one will be available for all kinds of other productions, including Eating Well with Kim and Law Call. This is the control room where our production team will be putting our shows on the air. It's also where we'll keep our 5 networks up and running: CBS, NBC, the CW, My12, and Antenna TV. Our engineers have been working overtime getting all this technology ready.
And when you see this place and you see all the wiring and everything in here, you understand why it's taken so long.
But there's much more than a television station here, and this is where things get fun. This is a TV station with a distinct Augusta theme. Our break room is designed to entertain with a glass wall that opens onto a covered porch, and yeah, that's a putting green out there. Gray is also determined to keep us all in shape. They included a gym in the plans. Now there's no excuse to skip a workout before or after work. Our sales team has this office space on the 2nd floor. It's surrounded by glass with another great feature, a patio looking out over the property. And while we're outside, we have our own salute to Magnolia Lane leading up to the building. Just a few of the 750 trees we've planted over 7.5 acres. And you can't miss all the satellite dishes. That's how we're able to get the programs from all those networks I mentioned earlier. And there's a 200-foot tower to send our signal over to the tall towers at Beach Island. You'll also notice a few electronic billboards to help us communicate with you when you're in the neighborhood. All to help us continue the commitment that started when we signed on the air in 1954.
And it's everything that I've dreamed that it would be, and about a zillion times more.
I have chill bumps, but that's right. We've been in this building for 66 years. There's so much history here, but we all know it's time to start writing a new chapter when we make that move to Riverwatch and I-20 later this fall.
And the boss said it the best. We're going to be the best building in the business. Stay tuned. So exciting to see this new place. Yeah. And yes, we'll be offering tours just as soon as it's safe to do that.
Riley?
Definitely looking forward to that new building for sure. If you have any plans to be at the lake tomorrow, watch out for storms and watch out for gusty conditions. It is expected to be pretty choppy out there. We'll have a look at your 7-day forecast coming up.